The numbers are finally here. We finally got everything for quarter one of 2024, NIO and their earnings, and we are going to report all of this information to you and what we think about it and where we think the stock's going to go afterwards and, you know, what it's doing now. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it, not even waste some time. So in their earnings, they basically reported that they sold the car sales is $1.13 billion, which is just over what we reported, you know, like, I mean, obviously, we just took the numbers of everything and just calculated it up and got really close to that. Pretty simple enough. I think the reason it's higher is because of the fact that they have obviously all the information for the different models and the other trim packages and all that stuff. So that's probably why that's a little bit higher. The big news. Go ahead.
And we were estimating based on percentages of prior sales of, you know, how much they sold of each vehicle. We were basing it off of prior sales. So they have the actual numbers. So we're just estimating, but I mean, we were close. So that's good.
Really close. Yeah. So based off their previous numbers, that's really good. It's really good. But the big news is that they smashed the EPS. They absolutely smashed it. They were expecting a -16 and they reported a -4. Yeah. Absolutely blowing it out of the water. The stock isn't liking it too much, but we saw this with Tesla too. If we look at the stock right now after hours, so it was up. It was up before the earnings. We've been watching. We've been refreshing the IR page on NIO's website, waiting for this to come out. And and it was up beforehand. Well, now that all the reporting's out, everything's done. It is down. It's kind of bouncing around, but it's down about 1.5% after hours. We'll see how this plays out in the morning pre-market, because that's the one I'm concerned about, because anything could change between now and then. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on it. We had a really bad red day today, -5.34%. So hopefully it turns around.
Yeah, and since the whole market was pretty much red today, tomorrow the whole market could kind of rebound from that, and that would help NIO go up as well, instead of being down like it typically is after earnings.
Right. But that's the thing. It's kind of taking the same path Tesla did. Tesla had a killing in the earnings, and it just went down. It just happened. It's the way the market was going that day, and it just took it down with it. But more info coming out with the earnings was that the revenue increased by 481% year over year from quarter one of 2020, and the increase they had a revenue of $1.22 billion. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. And they actually gave us numbers for what they expect for quarter two, which I was kind of shocked by. I wasn't expecting that. They didn't give us any info on the ET7 pre-orders, which it would have been cool to have, but we weren't really expecting it, but it would have been cool to have, just to kind of see how much hype is there and if it's really there or not. But quarter two of 2021, they're expecting revenues between $1.24 billion and $1.29 billion. So up a little bit from where we're at right now. And the reason for that, I think, is because of the chip shortage taking a hit, the fact that they have to pull back on production, because they're only expecting deliveries in quarter two of 2021 to be anywhere between 21,000 and 22,000. So a slight increase from where we're at right now.
And that's because they're having to, go to 7,500 a month instead of the original plan 10,000. But they are, even with, having to kind of cut back what they originally wanted to do, that still is an increase of around 5 to 10% from this quarter. So the company's still able to grow even though they're going through a chip shortage, when most other vehicles aren't doing that. They're having to cut way back, and do a lot less production. So it's still good. It's only 5-10%, which I think is still big, but even with chip shortage, that's really good, I think.
Right. I think so as well. The fact that you're still growing while there's an issue in the industry, I still think that's really good. But yeah, so if we go back to the stock where it's at right now, obviously it's red now. We're going to wait to see what happens pre-market. But if the market rebounds tomorrow, it might be a good day for NIO. It could be a bad day. It's all up in the air. It really is. But I'm kind of hesitant on saying that this is going to be a red day tomorrow. It's just, I feel like with the market being red, it doesn't matter what the news is. It doesn't matter what NIO reports. It's going to go down, and it sucks because they announced today that they are also opening the construction started for the NIO Park, which pushes over 1 million vehicles a year that will be able to at its full capacity, which we're going to release a video on that tomorrow afternoon. So if you guys want to watch that, hit that sub button. It's the best way to support the channel. And it's the best way to keep up to date on all things NIO. But that's coming out tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, and I know you said what the revenue was. So the revenue was 1.22 billion.
Correct.
But they beat it by 160 million. So they beat expectations by 160 million. I don't know if you said that part or not, but beating it by 160 million, that's huge too. That's awesome.
Yeah, right. So, that's really good. Stock baby out there throwing a fit. But yeah, so honestly, I'm after earnings, I got to be realistic here. It'd be nice to see 40 tomorrow. It really would. Maybe, you know, it on a good day, if it's green tomorrow, I'm hoping maybe 40. On a bad day, if it's red tomorrow, I'm hoping we just stay above 36. That's going to be my range. And, you know, given, you know, by the end of quarter 20, you know, let's do end of quarter 2 of 2021. I'm going to say, man, just based on where we're at now, and you know, it's hard telling. I'm going to say maybe I would like to see 45 push 50. Yeah. And that's just throwing a shot out there right now to see what happens. We'll wait till April numbers come out. It might give us a better guess.
Right. I was going to say 50, but I think just the whole market, the whole economy, everything needs to turn around for this to go up. And then just better news about the chip shortage, which William Lee did say that it's going to get better, he thinks, in Q3, which, you know, so that's good news.
Right. That's very good news. Very good news. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. We hope we brought you guys enough information. We'll put the link in the description for the actual earnings post, so you guys can go over to their investor relations website and check that out. But again, thank you guys so much for all the support. Links in the description for Webull, where you deposit $100, get you 2 free stocks valued up to $1,800. Also, links down there for the merchandise and the link to get you into the Patreon that gets you access to our Discord. So if you guys want any of that, all that's in the description below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.